Once upon a time, there were 3 bears, who lived together in a house of their own. One day, after they had made the porridge for their breakfast, and poured it into their porridge bowls, they walked out into the woods while the porridge was cooling, that they might not burn their mouths by beginning too soon, for they were polite, well-brought-up bears. And while they were away, a girl called Goldilocks, who lived at the other side of the wood, and had been sent on an errand by her mother, passed by the house, and looked in at the window. And then, she peeped at the window, for she was not at all a well-brought-up girl. Then seeing nobody in the house, she tried to check the door. The door was not locked, because the bears were good bears, who did nobody any harm, and never suspected that anybody would harm them. So Goldilocks opened the door and went in. And well pleased was she, when she saw the porridge on the table. If she had been a well-brought-up girl, she would have waited till the bears came home, and then, perhaps, they would have asked her to breakfast. For they were good bears, a little rough or so, but for all that very good-natured, and hospitable. But she was a rude girl, and so she set about helping herself. First, she tasted the porridge of the panda, and that was too hot for her. Next, she tasted the porridge of the brown bear, but that was too cold for her. And then, she went to the porridge of the white bear, and tasted it, and that was neither too hot, nor too cold, but just right, and she liked it so well that she ate it all up, every bit. Then Goldilocks, who was tired, for she had been catching butterflies, instead of running on her errand, sat down in the chair of the panda, but that was too hard for her. And then, she sat down in the chair of the brown bear, and that was too soft for her. But when she sat down in the chair of the white bear, that was neither too hard, nor too soft, but just right. So she seated herself in it, and there, she sat till she fell down. And that made her very mad, for she was a bad-tempered girl. Now, being determined to rest, Goldilocks went upstairs into the bedchamber, in which the 3 bears slept. By this time, the three bears thought their porridge would be cool enough for them to eat it properly. So they came home to breakfast. Now, careless Goldilocks had left the spoon of the panda standing in his porridge.
Somebody has been at my porridge.
Then the brown bear looked at his porridge, and saw the spoon was standing in it too.
Somebody has been at my porridge.
Then the white bear looked at his bowl, and there was a spoon in the porridge bowl, but the porridge was all gone.
Somebody has been at my porridge and has eaten all it up.
Upon this, the three bears, seeing that someone had entered their house and eaten up the white bear's breakfast, began to look around their home. Now, the careless Goldilocks had not put the hard cushions straight when she rose from the chair of Panda.
Somebody has been sitting in my chair.
And the careless Goldilocks had squatted down the soft cushion of the brown bear.
Somebody has been sitting in my chair. Somebody has been sitting in my chair and broke it.
Then, the three bears thought they had better make further search, in case it was a burglar, so they went upstairs into their bedchamber.
Somebody has been lying in my bed. Somebody has been lying in my bed.
Now, Goldilocks had heard in her sleep the great, rough, gruff voice of Panda. But she was so fast asleep that it was no more to her than the roaring of wind or the rumbling of thunder. And she had heard the voice of the brown bear, but it was only as if she had heard someone speaking in a dream. But when the white bear came to look at his bed, there was the bolster in its place. And the pillow was in its place upon the bolster. And upon the pillow there was Goldilocks' yellow head, which was not in its place, for she had no business there.
Somebody has been lying in my bed and she's still here.
But when she heard the voice of the white bear, it was so clear that it awakened her at once. Up she started, and when she saw the three bears on one side of the bed, she tumbled herself out at the other side, and ran to the window.
Run.
She went back to her mother, and got whipped for being a bad girl. But the three bears never saw anything more of her.